So I'm on my way to exercise. I just drove around the back shore and I was expressing my gratitudes. And what are you most grateful for? 3 things. And I was thinking about the divine feminine and the divine masculine work that we're doing as, we awaken, as we ascend, as we, whatever language that is for you over the spectrum, we'll just call it just being the best version of yourself. That's what we'll call it. So as you start to question your reality and you become the best version of yourself as a sovereign human being on this planet, you got to do the deep work. You got to do the trauma work, and you got to go back in and unpack like why I am the way that I am has to do with me and not anybody else, and blah blah blah. And I'm carrying my parents' trauma, blah blah blah. So as we get to all of that, I'll speak from the female perspective first, or the divine female perspective first, and then we'll parlay over to what's going on right now. So, and this is not just my language. Like, this is like most channelers are talking about this right now. There's so many different accounts that I follow and so many different light beings that I see that are speaking of this. And I don't appreciate the divisiveness of saying like, oh, all of the females right now are, awakening, and they're, all the men are not able to communicate with them and not able to keep up. And it's like, no, that's not true. Like, hold space, please, for your divine masculine men right now, because they're going through it. But okay, so from the female perspective, when you are doing your divine feminine work, you got to look at your divine masculine inside of yourself, and you got to parent yourself, and you got to unpack the things that your father taught you, that his father taught him, and all of those little constructs that kind of go with it. So I was tripping balls one day last August, and I had wrote down like, what does divine masculine mean to you? I was on mushrooms, so it was for trauma healing and brain capacity and things like that. So it wasn't just a trip. Which, no judgment. I'm, wake and bake, cannabis, coffee, the whole thing. I get it. But so I wrote down, what does divine masculine mean to you? And I think it was like a whole page. It was a whole freaking brain splatter of it because I was tripping. But it was patient and kind and, strong. And in I say him with the capital H, like strong in his word. And, compassionate and kind of like an anchor. And it doesn't matter how rough the seas get, you can't fucking shake this. That's divine masculine. Everything can happen outside of you, and inside you're like, no, it's fine. I'm bleeding from the ears, and because you stabbed me in the back, and I will kill you at some point, but continue. You're fine. So, that's when a lot of my meditations, from then until now, and I've spoken of this numerous times, went from, I can trust the people around me to I'm surrounded by trustworthy people. And holy shit, when you change those 2 things, buckle up. And then the last one that I did was I trust myself to handle anything that happens outside of me. And that was the divine masculine in me. I said, you know what? I can figure anything fucking out. I got this. I can do. Masculine is divine masculine is action-based. Swap that to the divine feminine. What does divine feminine mean to you? This is something that I'm working on now and unpacking right now. Again, patient, kind, but you sit and wait with your titties out a lot, and you eat grapes, and you feel your moon cycle. Like, you just feel and you experience and you express, and you have these moments that are like, and you cry all the fucking time, all the time. Good tears, bad tears, processing tears, and you tend to things right away. You don't compartmentalize and say, we'll tend to this later, wait till your father gets home. That's very divine masculine. But we go to the divine feminine and we say, how are you feeling? How does that make you feel? Is that something that you're feeling inside of yourself? Is that something that you're feeling outside of yourself? Did you walk into the room and, how do you say? Is it something like, ooh, no, this room is not for me? Or is it, there's some spicy activity happening outside of myself in this room. I'm safe, divine masculine, but I'm still going to stand in this room. I'm not going anywhere. So, to bring it all back around again, as the feminine is handling and tending to their divine masculine, what we're recognizing is that the men in our lives, the men identifying, the ones that, have been the stoic motherfuckers, have gone through some shit. They've gone through some shit in the past few years that really sucked. Like, to the divine men in my life, you know who you are. I'm sorry that what happened to you, and it really sucks. And you're allowed to cry, and you're allowed to feel, and you're allowed to experience, and you're allowed to say, hey, this happened to me. And this is, again, with my personal lenses. So, verbal abuse, narcissistic abuse, sexual abuse, manipulation, taking advantage of, those are all different lenses that I have in front of myself when I say these things. But the beings in my life as well, like, a lot of the men in our lives have been taken advantage of, have been in really fucked up narcissistic relationships, and are trying to come out of them, and or are expressing themselves and saying, wow, this fucking happened to me, or they don't have the language to express themselves. Give them a fucking space. Give them a goddamn hand. Buy them a flower. Jesus Christ, like, show up. Show up for the men in your life, kids. Because why heal the divine masculine in you if you're not going to use that motherfucking tool that you just put in your toolbox? Yeah. Like, continuously be your badass self. Continuously work on yourself. Continuously process. Continuously be the best version of yourself. But if you see your divine masculine being in your life, the freaking pillar, the goddamn anchor in your life, if you see that pal over there that's like, or even the leaders in your life that you've never seen had a bad day, you've never seen them falter, you've never seen them fucking flinch, just be like, hey, what's up? I see you and I honor you and I love you. Do you tell your friends you love them? Because if not, that's an option, and it's beautiful, and it's amazing. Like, I love you so much. Thanks for being here with me, kids. Well, I hope that this has been helpful and informative to you. I'm going to go exercise now, and I'm just so grateful to be here and now with all of you, and I'm grateful that we're all doing this work. It is disgusting. It's really gross. It's really gross. But, if you drink alcohol, which I don't do anymore, and you've ever ordered a dirty martini, sometimes the filthier the better. Sometimes if the work is really fucking filthy, it's so worth it. I love you.